Welcome back to the 100 Millionaires Podcast. My name is Gualter Amarelo, and I'm hanging out with Michael Schein and Mitch Jaworski. Mike, come on in, man. Bring us in.
Massive income from passive income.
Mitch, how do we get it?
We organize and we collect.
So we've been talking about a lot of things. We just Googled what an exaflop is because it turns out Tesla has released some sort of supercomputer, or they just invested $300 million into a block that's faster than NVIDIA's, 5 times faster than NVIDIA's stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Mitch was wondering why Tesla's up. We were talking a little bit about anti-resistance. Turns out many people are resisting their own success, including, some of us have resisted our success. But it seems like the kink has been unkinked. It seems like the cord that was pinched has been unpinched, and the money is flowing. The opportunities are coming back in. So maybe a lot of people are noticing this right now. So we do want to dive into that a little bit. Mitch has not talked about his real estate deals, so I assume everything's going well. We got closings coming up with Mike Schein. So you're going to be closing some of my deals. I know I got 2, I think, coming up, a 10 unit and a single family. So
Nice job.
Thank you,
Nice
Mike.
Hey, I learned something recently because you were talking about resisting, and it was don't resist resistance. And I just thought that was awesome, because a lot of times what we do is maybe we meet with someone who has resistance to something we want. Maybe you're talking to someone on the phone and they're, maybe they work for customer service and they're just not helpful or whatever. But if you
I know who you're talking about. I know exactly what you mean.
If
It's my bank.
if you resist that resistance, then you're stopping the flow completely. So what you should do in that case to let the flow go is to somehow not fight against that resistance, to open the channels. I just thought that was mind-blowing, because I think a lot of times that we say, no, we don't want this resistance in our life, but now you're creating more resistance in your life.
I don't want this resistance. And
Yeah.
for those of you who are looking to get to the next level financially, who are looking to get to their happiness level, it is there's a saying, what you resist persists. I think that's where you're going at with this, is like, if you're like, oh, I don't want that thing, well, all the universe hears is that thing. Like, you just, okay, want that thing. It's like, oh, I'm tired of not having money. It's like, well, not having money. Sure. And you want to be tired. Got it. Excellent. Registered. We did have an unpinching. We just got an offer, not accepted. We submitted an offer on 35 units in Illinois for like 1.4 million.
That's cool.
And the guy was like, yeah, we can do that. And then so now we're in renegotiations, because I had a PM go take a look at it, and I want it a little better. But it looks like an 18% cash on cash return, which is cool, right? And I think the equity in it's probably about $500,000 in equity. So we've been putting in a lot of offers, man. We put one in Wisconsin, near Milwaukee, up in Cedar Rapids, 39 units, somewhere in the 2 million range. Like,
That's cool. You didn't really used to do other states, so this is a recent occurrence.
yes, it is. I'm looking for cash flow, and I don't see
What has
in
changed?
Massachusetts.
Where are these coming from?
Units. It's unit count, Mike. It is. I've been working with Greg LeBlanc for a while now, and I just told him, I was like, find me deals, like, just go get the stuff. And he's been all over the place. And anybody who's like, hey, I got a deal for you, I'm just like, here's Greg. So I just fire everybody to him. He underwrites, and then like occasionally he'll be like, hey man, like we got an offer accepted, or this is like close, and they all over the country. So our
Nice.
solution is send a property manager. That's kind of why Alchemist Station has all the events all over the country. So I can just call somebody up, be like, hey, what do you think of that? Can you go take a look? So the community is, I wouldn't
That's
have done it
amazing.
without that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man. Without the community, I would still be just investing in Massachusetts, which nothing wrong with it, Mitch, but but I don't do the 2 families anymore, the 4 family. It's just small deals. And
I was a Florida person, invested in Florida, and then I transitioned to Massachusetts. So more so, welcome to the party.
Yeah, nice job. Nice job. Yeah.
I'm also a little jealous, is your partner likes to do all the work. My partner is not about that. Neither of them are going to go do the work.
Yes, yes.
So,
Yeah,
but
I was saying before we jumped on that I have a guy who's in the process of developing 4,100
1,000.
units.
Yeah.
Different properties, but that's all Florida. Yep.
Yeah, Florida. So we talked about that with Vinny this morning. Oh, today's Thursday still. I talked about
Yeah.
it with Vinny literally at 11 o'clock this morning, 12
Nice.
o'clock. And he was talking about how Florida is just a state where everything is coming into. Like all of the people are moving here. So you know the saying, if you know they're on their way, get there first and then charge them when they show up. If
So-
you know they're on their way, be there, buy
Yeah,
the building, and then charge the rent, increase rent as they come in.
yeah, that's awesome.
4,000 units is amazing.
Yeah, and there are all these like triple A high rises or build to rent triple A houses, townhouses, that type of stuff. It's really nice. I got to tour one that's same, not one he's doing, but similar, and it's beautiful. So really nice work. So yeah.
I want to ask Mike, have you done an interview on the Alchemist Nation podcast yet
Yes.
with Mitch and Andrew?
I was number
of
3.
course.
It's in the
Got
hopper.
Mike in there. Like,
When is this thing getting released? When?
ask Andrew.
When?
It should be the next one. We recorded it like when we recorded like 3 or 4 people one day, and I was like, Mike Schein, episode number 3. So
Release when? When release?
I think actually, I was going to text him because I thought there was getting one released every week. So it's been like, I think 8 days since we released yours. I think he's just letting yours get more juice.
Yeah, mine's doing really well, actually. It turns out a lot of people like me, and they like the dialogue you and I had.
maybe
So.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I think he's delaying Mike's because he doesn't want to steal your thunder.
Yeah, no, it's not possible. See, Mike adds to my thunder, so we need to get
Exactly.
Mike's out
I
there.
do. I
Andrew,
actually,
Mike.
I actually talk a lot about Alchemist Nation, and
See?
so much so that Mitch said, I was going to ask you about Alchemist Nation, but we already talked about it. So there you go.
So it's there it is. So we need to get that episode out because Mike is a great interviewer and he talked about Alchemist Nation the whole time. So I'm now I'm sold on it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, we
I heard,
got all sorts of good episodes coming out.
That's
Mike's,
cool.
Larry's
Larry's done.
Steven.
How'd Larry do?
Larry's entertaining.
Yeah.
Larry
I
like
assume so.
blew Andrew's mind.
Oh, really?
Really,
Yeah, he made Andrew a millionaire during the call.
that
Nice.
makes a lot of sense. Larry has
It
the
was
ability.
pretty.
To do that.
I actually liked what he did, like the mindset and thing he did, and like the perspective. I was like, that's actually pretty good. I like it.
Nice.
And I heard Dorina got interviewed. That was this week. It was yesterday. Or the day before?
Tuesday, yeah, we interviewed the big what's the word I'm looking for? Big cogs in the Alchemist Nation wheel. We interviewed Steven Beaver and Dorina Bogodina.
Oh,
Got them
damn.
both in.
Nice. Doug McGurk coming sometime soon.
We got Doug recorded. When did we record Doug? Last week.
Nice.
it's just-
Heidi Rain. Heidi Rain.
We don't have Heidi yet.
This feels like the big hose. Just is like we're about to unkink the hose. Like we got it all built up. All the episodes are sitting there, right? All the juices.
Yeah,
there.
no, we got a bunch queued
Awesome.
up. So, and we still have a couple. I think we have what was it, Brian Kent? I think he's lined up
Oh, yeah.
for
Brian's on the badass.
this coming Tuesday.
How about Bill Allen? Are you gonna do Bill Allen?
Gotta
I
get
think.
Bill Allen.
Well, maybe it's Bill Allen that's lined up. We're recording with one of them next Tuesday. I think it's actually Bill Allen.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, his event's coming out, so he'll want his episode out as fast as possible.
Nice.
mean,
Jake,
no pressure.
Jake and Gino.
Coming
Let's get him on
soon.
the board.
Gino.
Well, I'll tell Andrew, get Mike's episode out, and then we'll do Bill next.
I got a connection with Jake and Gino, so I do have
That's
Gino's Gino Barbero's. I got his contact. He was on the podcast, I think,
Back in
2
the day.
years ago. Yep.
Oh, he was. I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that. That's awesome.
Yep. I didn't get Jake. I got Gino, but Gino's awesome. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's got all the kids. So market resistance, right? The market's been doing some stuff and it seems like it's loosened up. But I think, Mike, what you said earlier about T. Harv Eker's book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind in Turbulent Times.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
an
that's a perfect
audible.
share.
That's an audible special. Yeah, so good.
and you've been listening to that. I'm going to go back and now your suggestion. I'm going to go listen to that
Yeah.
again because I had only listened to it one time. Yeah, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. That got me out of being broke, got me into being wealthy. Like really changed my life. I listened to that like every day for 30 days. I did like all sorts of crazy stuff.
So awesome.
But
Yeah.
Turbulent Times, I only listened to it one time, and I was really blown away by it. Like it was a different perspective. And you had said something earlier that I want you to share again. It was what does he says about when somebody's like, "Oh, your economy, the economy's down."
He's saying that reporters, when he would do like interviews, they would ask him about the general economy and what it's doing. He says, I don't worry about the general economy. I have my own economy. And even during the Depression, people made tons of money. So it's all mindset, and it's a shift in mindset, because if you're thinking that your economy is not good, then it's not going to be good. And what is it? Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So if you think that your economy sucks, it's going to suck. And if you think your economy's good, it's going to be great. And T. Harv has that sort of New Jersey accent and tells you to stop fucking around. I love it.
It's funny.
That thing is so great in Turbulent Times on Audible, because it's just he's actually doing a couple of his seminars, and it's during the seminars recorded. Oh, I just had a thought. Brenda said she came on last week's podcast and said hi to us on Facebook.
She's
and
awesome.
we didn't say hi.
We always say hi. Where's Brenda?
Brenda.
Hey, Brenda. You're the best.
Dropping the ball.
Dorina, Teresa, just what's up, girls?
Yeah. The T. Harv,
case.
it's called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind During Turbulent Times, and you can get it on Audible, and it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a book I'm going to go back to. I was from earlier. I was telling you that we were getting the YouTube ads going for the Millionaire Magnet Masterclass. We got the Facebook ads up for the summit, and I was just checking, and it looks like I'm going to go spend a lot more money. So I had a $10 a day for the summit, and I just upped it to $200 a day. And my guess is, if it works out, I'm going to go and up that again as we get closer and closer. So if you're seeing videos of the summit in your Facebook feed, you might belong being there.
Nice.
We've targeted you as somebody who follows. Mitch, you had mentioned earnings came out, or something came out from Tesla that gave us a little pop. They mentioned AI. What was that earlier?
Yeah, well, I mean, Mike was like, what was it that sent Tesla up so much that one day? Because it went up
19 points.
Yeah, like that's a big move. It was up like 8% in one day. And there was no, there was no news, no earnings, no nothing. And then it turns out they had announced that they are launching a $300 million AI computing, whatever that's, gonna, I don't know, something with NVIDIA. And I was like, well, they said the magic words AI. So right now, anything that pretty much gets involved in AI sees stock moon.
It does seem like the internet boom of the 90s and the crypto boom of 2 years ago. So anything that says insert AI now, everybody will throw a bunch of money behind.
Right.
I mean, at least the big name companies, the big cat companies that are doing something, or it's just a piece of their business, as opposed to you got these other, what I'm going to call meme stocks that just say AI and like they don't actually really do anything yet, and they just supposed to make a ton of money because they're AI. So, and every 10 companies that say that, one of them actually turn into a real business. Hashtag like the internet stocks in the late 90s.
Right.
So place your bets.
Pets.com.
Exactly. Globe.com.
Place your bets.
You only have to be right once, right? That's what the founder said, right? Be right once.
Right once. That's cool. Although I have seen a couple of like stock ones. I think I mentioned daily.ai, where it's doing like AI blogging for people, and they have some pretty significant.
Hashtag not financial advice.
Right,
Definitely
not
not
financial
financial
advice. I don't even think you can invest. I think it's pre-IPO stuff. So yeah.
Angel investor. That's where the real money's made.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
That's where the real money's always been, pre-IPO. You get in at the beginning and you invest and you babysit the investor, make sure the CEOs and everybody's on their game. That's what Elon did, right? Like pre-IPO, like Tesla, and took the thing public.
I'm just amazed at what you were saying, Gualter, earlier, that that with Tesla they use AI. So if one car sees a case,
a downed limb or something.
yeah, something like that, all the cars in the fleet, including my Model Y, will know about it.
Updated.
Yeah, we'll update in real time because of AI, and they'll all know about it.
We all will know.
But I think they were predicting that I swear to God, this sounds crazy, but within, I think, a year, that they're going to be able to start doing their version of like Uber, and with no driver in there.
That's going to be a game changer. So one of the things that Alchemist Nation does, right, is we work with agents and entrepreneurs, coaches who are like, beginning. They're like kind of getting up to that next level, and a lot of them work Uber. Like a lot of agents, this is something I'm discovering. This is like something I did not know, but a lot of agents are working Uber. A lot of coaches are working Uber. And as you just said that, I'm like, holy shit, like there's a whole group of Uber drivers who need new education because they're about to get squashed.
Gosh,
I mean, yeah.
It's like a third of the price. It's like a third of the price for those cars without a driver.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, hell, Teresa's telling me she believes like 50 years from now, no one's gonna have, like, the only people that are gonna have cars are very wealthy people, because it's gonna be like a novelty.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, no one's going to drive themselves.
Why are you going
anymore.
anywhere? Right? You're going to live in a hyper condensed city, and
It's going to be, well, not even that though. It's just going to be, there's going to be auto taxis and like no one's like, it's not even going to make sense to own a car.
Like,
yeah, if
why
you had
would
to go,
ever
if you had
leave?
to, exactly, if you had to go to Home Depot, you would just click on your phone, order a Cybertruck that comes and picks you up, takes you there. You get your 2x4s and all that stuff if you want to do that stuff. Drive it home, and then the car just drives away.
The Cybertruck's going to bring the robot that installs the stuff. It's
Yeah,
it's like you're not going to leave
Oh,
your
I
living
love it.
room, and that window will be replaced.
Well, if you think about it, if self-driving cars are 10 times safer than a human being,
Yep.
and right now we have like 1 million deaths every year due to car accidents, not to mention all the people that don't die, all the injuries.
There's one thing that self-driving cars can never do that people do: drive drunk.
Right. Text, drive drunk, distracted, driving,
eliminated.
any of that
Put
stuff.
their makeup on while they're driving. Yes.
Yeah. I saw a video where the guy was just driving along this dark road at night, not going like 60, 70, whatever he was doing. And a deer darted out. I saw this video, and a human being just can't react that fast, but the cameras saw it, and it swerved around the deer and didn't hit it. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, it's
Elon said it's got to be 10x, 10 times as safe as a human driver. And that's kind of like what Teresa was saying, Mitch, like at a certain point, all the governments are going to say, you can't drive a car. Like
it's going to become illegal.
My 16-year-old is not going to be allowed to drive when there's dojo computers doing AI that make it so safe that nobody's dying.
This reminds me of that movie, iRobot, where
I was thinking about,
he switches over to manual. She's like, what the hell are you doing?
we saw how that movie ended though.
What?
Manual, nobody does that. That's Will Smith. That's
Will
different.
Smith, yeah.
We won't have Will Smith to save us this time.
He's the only guy who can drive better than a dojo computer.
Right? Man. And then what's the other movie that did this too was Demolition Man. Demolition Man, he like goes to manually drive, and she's like flipping out. I'm like, no, don't break the law. Ticket comes out.
But think about it. Like, so right now you pay for a car. Like my Tesla with self-driving cost me like 60 grand.
Yep.
And then I've got insurance on the car, and everything else, Teslas don't require as much maintenance as a gas car. But if you got to
compare it to a Toyota Corolla. I mean, the Corolla is like amazing. It asks for nothing, like ever, except for oil changes.
Well, wait a sec. So I pull my car over here, and then it sits there all day. And maybe I go out to lunch or I go whatever, but then it sits in the garage somewhere. So in the future, those cars would just be a part of a self-driving, what do they call it?
Fleet.
A fleet. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then it'll just, when I park it, if I click on my phone that I want it to be part of the fleet, I can click on and the car will just drive away and go pick
Yeah.
somebody up who needs to go somewhere. And that's it. Nobody needs cars. Why? And nobody needs garages. That was the other thing they were saying, that if you were in like downtown New York or something like that, all that
can-
area can be apartments.
I can see converting garages back into apartments, converting garages into more useful living spaces like that. That's
Right.
going to be another real estate move. I don't think anytime soon, but 20 years from now,
Right.
40 years from
Not
now, I can see
financial
that.
advice.
Well,
Not financial
I
advice.
saw
Don't-
Walter
the,
told me to buy up all the garages.
Get all the garages now.
I saw the flying taxi company like got their permit or whatever from the FAA or whatever to like literally start their pilot program or whatever it is. So it might turn into roads where we're going. We don't need roads.
We don't need
Yeah.
roads.
I saw a video of a car that just got approval that it can do like short flights. So if it's in traffic, it goes up, it goes over the accident, it lands and keeps driving.
I'm about that life.
Wild. Back in
Yeah.
the day, everyone wanted the cool car that could go in the water and then drive
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, the aqua.
Now everyone's gonna
aqua
want the car that can do the
field,
mini
yeah.
mini flights.
Spy Who Loved Me,
That's
uh,
right.
Yeah.
James
That's right.
Bond.
I,
I think
I,
it's awesome. It's like a Fiero.
I keep saying I don't want to drive a car. I want the car to drive me, and I
Yeah.
think that universe is coming. I might
Yeah,
be
you're manifesting it for all of us. Thanks.
I'll
Walt.
be
Appreciate you, man.
Let's go.
I'll be living on both sides. I'll have my autopilot Tesla and then I'll have my 71 Chevelle that I got to drive myself.
I would,
71 Val.
in
Wow.
sort of same idea, Mitch. I would love to have the Tesla I have, but I would also like to have a red Barchetta.
Nice.
Yeah. Have
So
it-
garages will have a place in the future.
yeah, just a barn up in upstate New York.
There you go.
Just put it in the garage. It just sits
In a
there.
country place.
Yeah,
They take a
no one
selfie
knows
with it.
about.
But
It used
the
to be a
government has
farm
said,
before the motor lawn.
federal government
On
has said by
Sundays,
20,
I elude the grass.
2035, gas vehicles will be illegal. So to create anyway, you can't manufacture ICE
Right.
vehicle in
Oh yeah, I saw that. What is it?
2035.
Is it that early? Where they say you can't, you can't manufacture-
2035, but the predictions from a lot of the people. Oh, by the way, I saw this today. It's interesting. So they believe that the EV adoption is a S
hockey
curve.
stick.
It's a hockey stick. So people, it's not going to go like this. It's going to go like that.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've been following Tesla on YouTube, people and all that. Today they were saying we're actually in the S curve now because
We're in
the
the S curve.
adoption
Yep.
has now gone to like 10% of new cars are now EV. And once it starts, it's exponential. So, and I've been seeing, I mean, even in the places not Florida and California, I've been seeing a lot of Teslas recently.
Well, because you're back in New England, right? So
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
But
Oh,
you think about it.
Chicago had a ton of Teslas.
Think
Yeah.
about it, 12 years from now, it will be illegal to produce them. So 12 years from now, people are going to start saying, what do I even do with this? These things are scrap. Like, this is just metal now. Like, I
Yeah.
can't use it. Like, this is garbage. So there's definitely going to
Well,
be a get away from it. And then gas stations prices
Yeah.
will just go up as demand goes down. So
Exactly.
you'll
That's
end
like-
up with this this kind of runaway experience of like, it doesn't even make sense to have these things, like, and you
Right.
can't get rid of them fast enough.
So,
There'll literally
like
be a
a-
market crash in cars.
yeah, Tony Seba, if anybody's interested, look up Tony Seba on the internet because he talks about just what you were saying, Gualter. But a lot of the people that do the YouTubes about Tesla don't think that the ICE cars will make it to 2035 when they have to convert over because it's
So
by
have you seen the conversion kits?
2030, they're going to be at that point where the gas is too expensive. The comparison with an EV car because battery prices are coming down. That's why our lithium stocks are getting hit. But anyways, prices are coming down
To the moon.
on EV cars and prices on ICE cars are not. And so it's just going to keep going lower. They predict in the next like 2 years, a Tesla that's $18,000. So I don't care if you're like a hardcore ICE, I like the sound and the smell and all that stuff. If you can get a new car that has like no maintenance for $18,000, I mean, that's a no brainer.
Man, $18,000. That doesn't actually sound good for Tesla stock.
Yeah, I mean, but they're gonna have volume, so by that time they'll be up to like, 10 million cars a year.
Yeah.
So you're okay. You're
Yeah,
okay.
man. They're. It looks like the EV conversion kits are anywhere between 8,000 to like 32,000. So it's a thing. It's a whole career that an industry that's going to come out is. I got to get
Converting those cars.
my gas car converted over to an electric vehicle. Just pull out the motor, like drop
Yeah.
in the electric engines, like
Love that.
motors. Yeah, it's going to be a very fascinating time to
They
watch.
have that right now. I saw like some raffle or something. I forgot where it was, but it was a Porsche 911
Yep.
with a Tesla electric inside it. So if you like
Yeah.
Porsche is a beautiful car, and then it was electric. So it's awesome.
It reminds me of Back to the Future, where they just convert the car, the DeLorean. They're like, you know what? It needs now the ability to hover.
Yeah, and the wheels go up. That was
The
so
wheels
awesome.
go up. So we're just gonna see people pulling out gas engines, pulling out all the exhaust and all that stuff, and then slamming batteries underneath and trunks
Yeah.
be full of batteries, whatever. But it's gonna be
I
very
love
interesting.
that. I love
There's a
that.
whole career that's gonna be there, a whole industry that'll come out of that. Probably what is not body, automotive shops. In fact, that's one of those businesses that is recession proof. An automotive shop is recession proof, and then when this conversion occurs, that's a feature that the people who can convert, that's just a massive amount of income that would be there. In fact,
cool.
I'm thinking, if you know somebody who owns an automotive dealership, please send their contact information to alchemystation.com. We're buying your automotive dealership.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I've seen recently some of the companies that do like repairs, like body repairs, they say they're Tesla certified.
Mhm.
I've seen that. But my thought is that at a certain point, not anytime soon, but because the accidents will be so reduced because the cars
Body
are so
shops will be
smart,
gone.
body shops have to pivot. And like you said, that's a great pivot,
Yep.
because people love their cars. Have you seen Tesla? They've been busting balls recently. The Cybertruck's coming out, which is
Right.
really exciting. So
One day coming soon.
no. Well, they've already produced some. They actually have them, but it won't be into mass production till
I know,
next
like Elon gets his first.
Yeah.
It's like driving around.
So they've been showing them on the internet around, like they had a camo wrapped one, it looked really cool. But then just they were just what's the word? It's not busting balls, but they were poking like Ford. So they wrapped a Cybertruck to look like an F-150.
Oh,
Nah.
God.
And recently I saw one that was like wrapped like a Toyota Tundra. But it's the Cybertruck. It's funny. They're out there though, but they're actually producing them in Texas. But I know this from the last couple of cars. It takes like a whole year for them to ramp up to like full production. So, but it's exciting that this quarter they came out with the first ones. So I'm thinking I'll get mine next year. Yeah.
Wild.
Although Brenda's fighting with me over it. I'm like, hey babe, when I get the Cybertruck, I'll give you the Model Y. She's like, why do I get the old one? I want the Cybertruck. I'm like, you want to drive around a big truck? I'm like, okay, you go for it.
She won't be driving by then. It will drive itself.
Yeah. Well, mine does drive. I have the full self-driving on my Y. And if I want to, I just flick the thing and it'll go take me home, turn left, all that good
Now,
stuff.
does it drive in the city now? Because I remember for a while it was just on highway. So it can drive in the city now, stops at stop signs,
Yep.
stops at red lights.
It's still a beta version. I don't want people to think. I know there are people on videos that are idiots who are shown sleeping in the back seat. That's
Dangerous.
True Tesla fans don't. We know it's beta. We know that it doesn't always work. Sometimes I'll be in full self-driving and it'll take like a weird turn. Like it'll edge out at a stop sign and then it'll sort of like do this like really wide turn and you're like, I gotta take over because it's
Bring it in.
Yeah. Or it'll take a lot longer to stop sign. Like a human being doesn't really, I mean, you stop at a stop sign, but you don't like stop for 3 seconds. So that's, but it's really cool. It's really cool.
That's wild. It's coming a long way. So
yeah. Oh, and they're just about to come out with version 12. Like they've just had iteration after iteration, and version 12 it's supposed to be a huge game changer, like even more. That's why they're talking about the self-driving, Ubers and all that stuff. So yeah, it's cool.
So it's been a long episode. If you're wondering why we went so long and why we talk about Tesla so much, this is what we're excited about. Yes, we're buying real estate. Yes, we're doing passive investment deals, but knowing where the market is, knowing what is happening allows us to invest intelligently. If you go back to watch what Vinny talked about earlier, some of demographics, where the market's moving, like ages and different generations that are going to be doing things and taking moves. If you don't study massive macro components to the market, then you may not be able to take advantage of them at the micro level. And if you're not taking advantage of the markets, I mean, come on, there's always something to be made.
Plus, it's also just fun to talk about this stuff.
It's just exciting to live in an age where
I
we
like
can
the
talk
fun
about
quotient.
self-driving cars.
Yeah. And a new company, it's not Tesla, that has a self-flying car. So there you go.
Coming
So talking
soon.
about investing is always fun.
Yes, absolutely. Especially with you guys. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So it's been great for each one of you who will be at the 100 Millionaire Summit. We can't wait to see you in Orlando. Get your tickets now. It's November 3rd to the 5th. We will be seeing everyone there. Show up early, show up excited. And Mike.
Hey, Gualter, Deborah Felder says she has a automotive shop fully running off market. So there you go.
Let's go. See what I mean?
Oh, and one more thing.
Manifesting.
Love you, Deborah. And one more thing. Today is Melanie Santos's birthday. Happy birthday, Mel.
Happy
Yay.
birthday, Melanie. And then
Happy
Kim Rodriguez, her birthday was
birthday.
this week.
Yeah,
so.
Kim yesterday. Yeah, Alchemist Nation. Represent.
Vinny
Alchemist
Chopra is
ladies,
71
crushing it.
years young. That was the 27th. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
everybody's leveling up this month.
Mitch, after Alchemist Nation, after the 52 Wealth Principles on Saturday, when you gave a Drake quote, I immediately, when we jumped off, said, Alexa, play Drake.
Started at the bottom, now I'm here.
Yeah, at the bottom now here, but then after that I did Laugh Now, Cry Later, because that's like my
There you
favorite.
go. I love that song.
Yeah, that's such a good song. Yeah.
So Mike, take us out of here, brother.
Yeah, sorry. Massive income from passive income.
Mitch, how do we get it?
You organize and you collect.
The point is not to work, it's to generate income. Cheers to your success. You have a choice.
Always work with the
best.
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 Peace out.